Updates. Today we're going to be talking about the update and the delete statement. Basically deleting data from tables and updating them in case you have anything that needs to be updated. So it's going to be fun, it's going to be rich. Let's go. Hello my people, once again. Today we're going to be talking about updating and deleting data. Before we go into updating, basically there's a difference between updating and inserting data. Inserting data is actually like creating new rows on a data, adding new data to each rows depending on the amount of columns you have. Whereby updating the data is actually altering what is already existing in the table, basically. So you select a particular row in which you actually want to update, specifying probably by what is in that particular column on that row specifically. Whereby deleting data is basically just removing a particular row completely from a table. Alright, so we have this demographics table, and from first glance we can see that Victor James is not having an employee ID. So let's try to set his employee ID or give him a new employee ID. So we'll say update. So we're going to select where we're going to be updating from. So it's going to be SQL tutorial.dbo.employee demographics. That's where we want to update the table we want to update, and then we'll say set. So what are we setting? We'll say set employee ID equal 100 or 1012 basically. All right, since it's basically an integer. Now, if we should run this like this, we're going to have an issue of making the whole employee ID for the employee ID column to be 1012. So we need to specify which particular row, which is Victor James. So we still have to say where first name equal is a set, no, there's a string. So first name equal Victor, and we need to make sure that there are no other Victors. So we'll say last name just to be sure, because there might be some other Victors where last name equal James. All right, so this looks good. Let's run this. Let's run this. Okay, one row has been affected. All right, so let's check what we have done on the demographics table. And yes, Victor James has finally gotten his employee ID, which is 1012. And we can also update his age and gender. So all we just need to say is we should set age equal, age is just a number, so let's give him 32, and instead of using and, we're supposed to use a comma, since we're talking about multiple columns now. And then gender equal, this is a string, so we have to put two quotations and say the gender is male. All right, so let's run this and update. Okay, seems like it worked. Let's check it and see if it did. Yes, so finally Victor James has been updated all through and everything seems to be fine. We can also do some interesting things like probably updating the first name of Zuma. Now, it's far much more easier to just use a unique value, which is basically the employee ID. So we can see where employee ID is equal to is 1010 is equal to 1010. So all we just need to do is to set first name equal we can, since it's going to be a string, first name equal Jacob. Let's call him Jacob Zuma, popular president, former president of South Africa. So one row has been affected. We check, and Zuma finally has his first name updated. So basically that's how you update. So let's try to do some delete statement. All right, so let's talk about the delete statement down here. The best approach in using the delete statement is basically making sure that what you're trying to delete, you actually know what you want to delete. So the best thing is actually to select that particular row, look for that row that you're trying to delete, and then when you're satisfied, then you can delete it, because then you're sure that that's what you want to do. Let me just do or demonstrate what I'm talking about. So select everything. So let's select it first from SQL tutorial .dbo. Let's hit up the employee salary. Let's see what's in that table I want to delete. All right, so this is the employee salary table, and let's say we want to delete the security. Let's say the security actually just came for a while, didn't really stay, and after some few days, the security really didn't match the company, and then they let him go. So let's say it's that row we want to delete. So basically what we just need to say is select everything where we can use the employee ID and say where employee ID is null. So if we should run this, we would know exactly the row we want to delete, which is this security having a 30,000 naira amount. So now we can just delete it and say delete. So delete from SQL tutorial where employee ID is null. Now we know that this is the only row that's going to be affected, and if we hit this, it has been affected. Now, one thing you need to know, when you run a delete statement, you can't get your row back. So that's why you need to be careful in actually viewing what you want to delete, viewing the particular row or rows that you want to delete. So if we should get this back, select everything, and let's check and see if we can find it. Okay, so there's no employee ID where the employee ID is null. So let's remove this and just check everything and see if actually what we did was okay. And then we can find the null value, which was the security initially. So this is one of the best ways of actually making sure your delete statement is being careful. It's just the best practice of being careful using the delete statement, so you don't go ahead and delete everything. Because if I should just run this, I should just write delete and just run this, it's going to delete the entire table, which is basically the salary table, and then
probably you start inserting new data again. And if this was a company thing, imagine the amount of data you've lost for the company. So this is the best practice for the delete statement, the updating statement. I hope this video has been really helpful to you. If you enjoyed this video and you've learned something, please do well to like, subscribe, smash the like button, share to your friends. It will really help me in creating more content like this and making it better. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.